Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Onvo L60 from a showroom here in Shanghai. Let's go. Okay, so let me start from here from the front. So it's the Onvo L60 and starting from the front. So this is a camera right here in the front, and it also has the logo right here on the front of the bonnet, and it has some LED daytime running lights here, really nice. And then down here you have this squished headlamps, but it doesn't matter if they are squished because LEDs are very bright these days. And there is this opening here for, I believe, for cooling the brakes and the tires as you drive along. And we're moving on to the driver's side. You have some parking sensors in the front, just like many other modern cars. And this one comes with a Yokohama tires, and there's a 19-inch rim and a 20-inch rim. This is a 19-inch rim version, and you've got these plastics for aerodynamics for extended range, but you can take them off to give way or make way for these very beautiful black wheels. And then we go on the side, we have a camera here, a camera underneath the driving mirror. And just like on many other modern electric vehicles now, the rear view mirror is not recessed, it's right on the surface of the housing. So that's really cool. And up here you have these radar sensors. They are cameras for the autonomous driving. So this car comes with autonomous driving, which is really cool. And then let's look at the external before we come to the interior of the car. If I just step back a little bit, and then here you have this card NFC for accessing the car. These days a lot of cars are coming without key entry, so it's either by your phone or a card. And then we move on to the back. The door handles, we'll take a look at them later, but for charging you press it, then it opens up just like what is on the VW ID.7, and you have your charging for fast charging and slow charging, and an indicator here, and it also doubles as a button for closing it up. That's really neat. And if we go to the back here, you have a pretty nice design of this L60, and there's a rear wheel drive and an all-wheel drive. This is an all-wheel drive version, as you can see right there. And then you have your brake lights all nicely integrated, I believe, and I think it's a nice design in my opinion. What do you think? Leave it in the comments if you think it's a beautiful design. And we're gonna take a look at the boot in a second. And if we come to the right side of the car, it's going to be just like the other side. So let's look at the boot space of this car. Electronic boot opening, and it opens quite high. It opens quite high, and you also have a lot of space down here, which you can choose for a refrigerator to be fixed in here if that is what you prefer. But if you don't like that, you can just leave it like this, and you have extra boot space. And then you have your toolbar here and room for some other tools, and you also have your red triangle. So overall, a really nice boot space. There's extra space here and extra space on that side, and there's a 12-volt socket here. So that's really nice. You have some speaker grills on the back, and I have an okay size boot, which should be enough for most families. So that's about it with the boot. So you press that to close it, and it goes down relatively fast. And there's another camera there as well, so that's really neat. Because of the autonomous driving, has cameras all over the vehicle. And then okay, it opens through a sensor. You put your hand there and then it opens. And then we look at the door. So up here you have some nice soft plastic, and then as you go down you have some nice kind of Napa leather, and we have Alcantara here, which feels really good. And you have your button for seat adjustment, and the one for opening the mirror, and this button for opening the door. And if we look at the speaker grill, it comes with what Onvo sound is Dolby Atmos ready, so it's going to produce some really good sound. And here is an emergency latch for opening when all electronics fail. And just to say a little bit, so this car is kind of like a subsidiary of Neo, the Chinese brand Neo. And so charging takes about an hour or 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how much charge is left. But you can just drive to one of those Neo exchange stations. There's one way out there. Not sure if you can see it clearly, but there's one right up there. There's a new battery switching station. You can just go there and switch the battery in about 3 minutes. So that's really cool. Now the door opens very wide, almost 45 degrees. So it has this really wide opening. It makes it easy for you to step in the car. And you have very nice seat design, perforated seats, and some Alcantara up here. And you have your Isofix anchor points on both ends on the seats, on the window seats. And then you have this wide opening. It's kind of like a bench seat, so it's going to be comfortable for sitting down. And then I'm 183 centimeters tall, but I still have a lot of space here. Still got a lot of space, which makes it very comfortable for even taller passengers. But there's no seat back pockets or anything like that, so that's a bit of a bummer. And you have rather than putting the AC outlets here, it's right on the B pillar, and so you're gonna have direct wind to you. And let's take a look at the interior real quick. So you got this panoramic roof stretching from the back all the way to the front, so it always remains tinted like this, and there's no function to change it when it's sunny or anything like that. This is what you get. And interestingly, I think what's so interesting about this ride is the rear has this screen for watching entertainment, so you can sync it with the front, or it can play on its own, so you can watch movies or TV shows as you drive along. And it's very clear and very crisp. So as you can see, it syncs with the front one, which is really nice, and the quality of the screen is really good. So rear passengers, and it's a good size screen as well, so rear passengers are going to be very comfortable here. And you can also just put the movie or whatever you're watching on the rear screen, and the driver can have his instruments as he or she drives along. So that's really cool. And over here you have one USB-C port, and you have a pocket here for storing little bits of stuff. So yeah, that is the interior. The back, you have speaker grills here or microphones, and then you have a hook here which tucks away, and then you have lighting, touch sensitive lighting right there. There's a speaker grill here and the microphone over there. And overall the back is looking really nice. So when you sit in here, this is what you're going to see. Let's move on to the front of the vehicle and see what it has to offer. So moving into the front, it also opens really wide, and see what's going on in the door. So it's basically similar to what the front looks like. And you have your window opening buttons, you have your frameless doors, frameless windows. That's really nice. And then the opening is very wide, so it's also very easy to get in. And down here you have these buttons for controlling the seat forward and back, lumbar support and all that kind of thing. And if we just step in to the driver's seat, so this is what you get, a chime to welcome you. So this is the movie we're watching before. So this is yeah, this movie is quite famous recently. So yeah, let's look at the screen from here. Let me just stop this one. Okay, so let me start from the steering wheel. So here we have this smallish style of steering wheel, which is very common these days, and you have these buttons for changing quick settings on the screen or functions of the car, and you have this screen here for monitoring the driver and doing all those assistance stuff. And then you have your usual stocks here for turn signals and lighting and all that. And you have the gear stock right here, just like you have on Mercedes-Benz and many other cars these days. Honestly, it's not really a thing of Mercedes-Benz anymore. Many cars have it now. And it has very crisp HUD. I'm not sure if it's showing properly on the camera, but if you look here, it might be blinking on the camera, but if you sat here, it's quite very clear. And over here you have your center pocket here. There's a shallow one here and a deeper one over there, and in there you have two Type-C ports and a micro SD card slot for watching stuff on your screen. So it's a split system. It's really nice. You got two cup holders, and you've got this charging port here, which is like a 50-watt charging port, 50-watt charging pad, sorry. So this is the only part that charges, and this part is for an extra phone storage and an extra storage here as well. All makes a lot of sense. And you got a rear view mirror, smallish, but it does the job. You can see clearly behind you. And you've got a camera here monitoring things in the car. You've got your hazard lights right here, hazard light button. You got an SOS button, and you got your touch sensitive indoor lighting. And you also got these sun visors, very conventional with this vanity lighting system, and it tucks away like so. Let's take a look at the seats. So the seats look really nice. Nothing really really special about them, but they feel very comfortable and very supportive as well. It makes you feel like you're sitting high up instead of sitting in, which is comfortable for driving because then you can see everywhere around you. Then you have your dash, which is kind of like rubber, but soft rubber. Has a really nice feel to the touch, and you have a speaker grill right there. Now let's take a look at the screen, see what it has. So you got a home button, very crisp. It's a 17.8-inch screen, and it's very clear and crisp. It's not too bright in your eyes. It's just a perfect amount of lighting. I'm sure you can adjust the lighting as you wish, but it's almost all the functions of this car are done through the screen. So you get a home screen, and you've got your car button, which gives you a way to do all the settings for the car. You got temperature, seat heating, fan speed, lock and lock, 360 view camera, very crisp as well. And you've got music, your music options. You can have all your music options populated here. And then you have your button for activating all the apps that are installed in the car. You have your windshield heating and all the other functions that you have. And on top here, right on the left, just like on the Tesla, you have the speed indicator placed right at a place where right on your eye line. So whilst you're driving, you can easily see your speed. And then you have your drive selector indicator here, your battery and mileage, and all the other functions. So really nice screen. It's very useful, rightly placed. It's placed right on your eye line, so it's easy to take a glance at it whilst you're driving, and it's not too intrusive. I think it's a car that makes so much sense. It's really nicely made, and it's everything is just laid out nicely.